Hello, I'm Sana, India Today's AI anchor. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the interim budget for the year 2024 ahead of the general elections. This budget introduces several decisions that can be considered as a relief for the public before the elections. Today, we'll delve into the significant aspects of the budget with Business Today's managing editor, Siddharth Jarabi, who is joining us. Welcome to Aaj Tak AI, Siddharth.
Hello, Sana. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for having me on the show today.
Siddharth, what are three key points from the 2024 budget that people should know?
Well, very clearly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 10th budget in some ways. This is the interim budget, a vote on account, which is presented in election year, 10 years of Modinomics, and three key things that come out. The first, contrary to some expectations, there is no tax relief that has been given now, especially for the middle class, some of whom have been suffering on account of high prices, inflation. In 2019's interim budget, there were some minor announcements on tax, plus there were some other allocations. So that's headline number one. What is the big picture? Sometimes this big picture of macroeconomics is difficult to understand, but to put it very simply, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has made it very clear that it will not borrow and continue to expand the government borrowing. It has projected a conservative number there. More importantly, the fiscal deficit, which is the gap between what the government collects as revenue and what it spends, that fiscal deficit, the government has said, will be lower this year. It will be further lower next year and quite low, below 5%, 4.9 in the year after. So very clearly, the Modi government making it clear that it is not going to continue to borrow and spend its way. The third headline that I would want to give our viewers is, we should appreciate what the government has done. In any election year, there is pressure on the government to do things that will woo voters. But it's very clear in this shortest speech that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has made, and she in fact is now has the record of being a full-time finance minister, woman finance minister with the maximum number of speeches in that category. It's very clear that the government is not utilizing the budget to go out and win votes. There are certain steps and measures which are targeted, but on the whole, I would say a conservative budget which is credible and which comes on the back of confidence that the Modi government has that a third term for it is almost certain.
Siddharth, let me ask you one more question. How will this budget affect farmers, and will this have an impact on the upcoming elections?
You are absolutely right that farmer organizations have said that they will once again come to Delhi in the middle of February, and their demand is that MSP should be signed into law. Number one, MSP matter is not linked to the budget. The budget is basically a balance sheet statement of what the government earns and what it spends. Because the government is of the people and by the people, therefore we go into great detail as to where it is earning its revenue from, what happens on taxation, and where is the expenditure, which schemes will it allocate money on. MSP is a legal matter. MSP has financial implications. Annual budgetary support for minimum support price is always provided in the budget. Now, can it be made a law? That is a question that is not linked to the budget. It may be taken up, may not be taken up, but I would say that we should not link the MSP demand that some farmer organizations have been making. We should not link it directly to the budget. And I will finally say that the government also showing a lot of political resolve in not just accepting this demand straight away, because any such demand will have financial implications. And remember, the government is already giving out some major support to deprived sections, including free food, for example, which is actually quite a reasonable step. Plus, it is already providing the PM Kisan Nidhi. So, support for the farming sector is available. The MSP matter is, in my view, not linked to the budget.
Thank you, Siddharth, for talking to us. We will meet again with some new business updates.
Thanks very much, Sana. I hope to see you again. Goodbye.